2 more minutes. I can start now. Before I start, someone asked the questions about filial piety. That terms is especially for everyone know about what is filial piety? No. It's I didn't Google it, I must say, because I don't have connection here. So to me, it's much more of your responsibility to look after your parents. It's much more of a Chinese terms, but it is in all culture. And I remember 2 sutras. One of them is in the Dika Nikaya, the long discourses of the Buddha, and it is Sutta 31 in Sigalaka Sutra, advice to lay person. So if you want, the person who asked the questions, I written it down, the, the references. And the other one is the Mangala Sutra. They're talking about, looking after your parents and you cherish your partners and looking after your kids. So it is in those 2 sutras as far as I remember. So please, the one who wrote the questions, you can discreetly come out to pick up that if you would like to. And that's for you, for the person. And I remember they asked me about how to be reactivate in the daily life. It is happening in all culture. I knew some people in their 20s, 30s, they do look after their parents. To even the people in Australian culture. I live next door to a lady who is 78. Her grandkids even come in. Her child, her daughter-in-law all come in too. She's very active, but they do keep an eye on her, come to see her. So that is in the society. It's just probably individual. Just talking about the person who wrote the questions on filial piety. If the person who didn't do that is your family member, you can do nothing. You can't do anything. All you can do is continue your practice and let them be. But as far as I know, it's happened now, even in all cultures. I look after your family members, your parents especially. I think it happened, or you being looked after. I knew some of you are in a slightly older age, but I'm sure that your kids do come to see you, including my brother. He lived with my mother, and they're actually leaving today for Melbourne. So the whole family, including my mom, will travel with them. They're attending my nephew's graduation ceremony. So that's happening, that probably just that particular family members didn't do it. So that is a reply to the question. And I still have this reply, but I probably want to focus on This at the moment, but one more that I felt I haven't really answered that completely is the one that about the emotion, how to get rid of the emotion. Their emotions. I suggest that you, I think I say something about it, contemplate why you are so emotional, and if you know that what are the trigger points, or what are the areas that you have problems with, or that's you're especially emotional about. So there's one thing. Two is if you're when consider it might be hormonal. And tell you my story, more story before we even started. When I was younger, a certain time I was talking to Ayya and complaining, no, whatever. And then I went in tears, okay? And Ayya, I love that. She make it lightly. She said, "Your 7 p.m. itis." Because we normally get together, have an evening drink. We don't eat after 12 either. But about 5:30 to 7, we normally get together and sit down, have a drink, and chocolates or whatever that we are having at that time. And then that's the time that I see her. I saw her, then I will just tell her, oh, this happened. And then I will start to get into tears. And she knew that there is probably my hormones, but then she laughed at me saying that, there you go, your 7 p.m. itis. So take it lightly is one of the things that you could explore. Another thing that I find is you might be helpful to you is practice on the contemplation of feelings. I did a weekend retreat last year on contemplation of feelings. So you can have a look or explore that specifically. So there is the 3 things that I want to bring up. Now we better keep going with our 4 Brahma Viharas. We talk about loving kindness, talk about compassion, and now I would like to speak about mudita. That is there's different translation of mudita. The one that we chanted is gladness, and that is rejoicing. That is sympathetic joy. Basically, is you delight and happy in the happiness and success of others. And when the Buddha was saying, meditate on rejoicing, for when you meditate on rejoicing, any discontentment will be given up. So unless you can rejoice in the happiness of others, there's jealousy. I want to go on to the cultivating mudita involves seeing others' good fortune and without envy and actively celebrate their achievements. So another way that you see it as is you see the other people's good fortune by you rejoicing, and even I will recommend people go as a practice, go to that person and tell them that I'm happy for you. Well, congratulations, whatever that the good fortune the person have. Then you are actually in a way extending their good fortune by you sending them further good wishes. That is a way that you look at it. So my sister in Melbourne, we have told the family that her daughter did really well in her ETA exams. So she said, she get this score. It's pretty good. So I make a point when they telling the good news, I make a point to say, well done, sending them stickers well done. Say, congratulations, that's very good. So that's what you make a point to doing in practicing the mudita. I want to talk a bit more about it. And mudita, the sympathetic joy or rejoicing, is an antidote to all the negative emotions. Some of the negative emotions, such as envy, jealousy, greed, and it and it helps to cultivate contentment. And self-love joy, that is something you are happy. You are not just, you want that as well. Sometimes you might. Let's say someone tells us that, wow, they have great meditation. I want that too. Then you start to have feeling discontent about your state of meditation. And then you say something else, whatever that you do, you might not be happy with that person. You see, he say got good meditation, but they do all these things. So then the mind triggered of more and more negativity. And so that's why it is very helpful and useful to cultivate contentment, joy for others. And also cultivating in a way that connectedness. You're not just thinking about yourself. You connect it with others. Someone tell you that they have good meditation. Great, that is so good. That's very nice. I hope you continue your practice. And that make the connection between you and that person or all other beings. And when you have a bad meditation, you will be connected with all the rest of the beings that exist, all of your participants that are having a bad time too. So they are not alone, whether it is positive or negative. In a way, compassion, that feeling the people do not have the success like you, like those are all of us here. Are those that who have good meditation, you have mudita for them. I am going to continue. I'm just reaching down so many things about the questions that Q&A that I did. So I want to, because the Buddha say, there is rejoicing, when you meditate on rejoicing, any discontentment will be given up. And contentment, so far we have heard about contentment as a quality in loving kindness, a contentment for greed. So it is a qualities that all of us can cultivate. And there is another way is mudita, then rejoicing in the happiness of others. With contentment, just now I was saying rejoicing. Your friend might get a promotion at work. Instead of, why did she got it? She might not be deserving it. But rejoice in them, happy where we are. We are not in competition or at war with other beings, especially all of us here. Then some of you would like to be ordained as a bhikkhuni. Some of you go further, you manage to attend more retreats than others, and some is less. But it doesn't matter where we are. We start our practice from where we are. Happy, this is what I am right now. That's what I can do right now. I cannot do 6 retreats. But that's okay. I only can manage 1 this year. But you are here. So be happy and contented that where you are sitting. Or someone sit 4 o'clock in the morning, they're already sitting here. At night, 10 o'clock, they're still here. But congratulate them. They might have building up this for a long time. And you are probably working full-time and you looking after family. You just cannot do that. That's okay. Happy for them, and you are building up. You can say, I aspire to that. One day, I will be able to do that. That is what contentment help us, and rejoicing help us to in our practice. We are not competing with each other. There's lots of spaces there for enlightenment. There's not just 10, and then nobody can get enlightened. If you're putting in your effort, it can end suffering. It's not just like 10 people or 5 people. So we are working with whatever situation that we have. And I could to mention, someone was asking me that what did I learn about facing degenerative newness? And we're just going to tell you a story about Ayya. And to me, it fit into this contentment and rejoicing for others able to do something. While she was still alive, I need to get a pair of walking shoes and closed shoes because I have some health issues and I need to do more exercise, walking. At the time, I live in a Jane Brook, which is on a property, not a big property, so I can't really go for a walk just in the bush. It is around the suburb, so someone was taking me, so we're just about to leave. And Ayya said to me, do not worry about how much is the cost of the pair of the shoes you're getting. She said, that's what she said. She said, I can't walk now, and I can't get a pair of shoes. So you get a pair of shoes worth the price for 2 of us. And I was really stunned. It is, how beautiful is it that she didn't say that, well, I can't walk. You shouldn't get something special or something. And she didn't even give me any indication of that. She's very happy that she wants me to be able to exercise for my health. And she wants me to have a good pair of shoes rather than, as monastics, some just say, probably this will do, or that, whatever. But she told me and the lay person who's holding the money, who's taking me out, and she said, go just take something suitable. To me, and when I talk about contentment, she's happy. She might not be happy with her situation is, but she accepted that she can't walk. She accepted the fact that she don't need a good shoes or shoes anymore in that context. She wants other people, me, in that situation, to be able to have what she could have. So that is besides just contentment, but she rejoicing in the fact that I can walk and I can use a good pair of shoes for walking. And she's happy for me and want me to have that. So you can see the 4 Brahma Viharas are working. Contentment, rejoicing the fact that I still can walk, exercise, and then have the compassion and loving kindness. For me, you go for it. To me, that is a very good example of when we talk about mudita, rejoicing in the good fortune of others. And just now I was mentioning about my family. Both my brother and my sister, they are both married, happily married with kids, and they are doing very well in their work, and they travel wherever they want to go. I'm happy for them. So you might think, I can't travel as much as they can wherever they want to go. They have a family gathering. Sometimes my sister, now my brother is going to my sister in Melbourne, so he's going to meet up with my sister. I can't join them for their gathering. With my mom, so the rest of the family are there. I'm the only one that you can say miss out. But I'm happy for them. I have joy for them. So before I left for the retreat on Friday, I sent them a message. I say, have a lovely time as a family together. Enjoy. And I say, I'm leaving. I will not be able to check anything for your gathering. So have a good time and have a safe trip. So that I did do it, make an effort to do it as well, even though no matter how busy I am. To cultivate this connection, still connection with my family and my mom. My brother is looking after my mom. And also cultivating, rejoicing that they have the chance to travel. I used to travel a lot when I was a lay person. I travel once a year overseas. And my neighbor, I mentioned my neighbor, she is 78, and she just returned, she Australian, she just returned from Europe, 5 weeks trip. She planned, and she went away with another 78-year-old friend. She had a lovely time. I must say, it triggered off a bit of a contemplation for me. Just like, she's 78, she just traveled here and there. How am I feeling? Am I satisfied the fact that I can't do that? I've been to Europe before. I joined those Contiki tour when I was still young. So it's not that I haven't been before. But I was asking myself, do I? Happy and contented that now all these years I'm no longer able to travel? Sometimes some people ask me, will I go there? I say, no. I'm happy to be at the Hermitage, have the opportunity to practice and offer whatever services that I can offer. And I do enjoy sharing the Dhamma with all of you. That is my contentment. But when it is good sometimes, like the person who's working with the emotion, to contemplate, how do I feel? How do you feel in your heart? What is it triggered off in me? No, I felt I'm happy and contented. I'm happy for my neighbor to be able to do that, to be able to travel to Europe. And at 78, plan everything, but I was very impressed by her, I must say, to organize everything herself. So that is a contentment, that is rejoicing, their good fortune, they have a good marriage, she's still well enough at 78 to travel. She's not just well enough to do that. She is so kind. She's Catholic, she's not Buddhist. She came over to the Hermitage, helped me climb up to the roof of Patachara, and she did the gutters for us. I just said, calm down. I will make sure that she will not climb out there again. But she's so agile. She just used a blower and blow out all the leaves. I said, please don't. She said, no. But now I will make sure to say, no, you can't. You're not allowed to do that. She's very agile and very kind-hearted. So that is talking about mudita. And today you can rejoice with me. Today is my, I think I told some of you before last year, is my head shaving ceremony today as an anagarika. So that is, even though it's not the day that I went forth, but it's the day that my first step into monastic life. So you spend a few months in the monastery with hair, wearing normal clothing, and then there's a day that your teacher, that's my teacher, Ayya chosen that say, okay, we're going to have the ceremony today, which is exactly on Sunday, 2002, 14th of December, that my anagarika ordination. So you can rejoice and be happy for me, especially those who would like to live a monastic life that you say you can't, but rejoice in other people able to do that. With the practice, you need to do it again and again. I mentioned that earlier with love, with the sutras on the metta. You need to make it a practice. You can't just once in a while, but consciously do that. And I mentioned earlier, the cultivation is each time you heard some good news of someone, especially someone that you know, make an effort to go and tell the person, is if you just say, that's very good, but make an effort to tell the person that I'm very happy for you. Congratulations. And that's what I say that I did with my sister's daughter. They are all on this chat deck. So she saw me, sending her cute little congratulations. I say, well done, Ellen. Congratulations. And so you make an effort, no matter how busy you are. That is a practice. It's not just because it's convenient. So that is something that you can do when you are home, when you're back to where you are. So now I'm going to, next, all I'm going to say about mudita, rejoicing in the happiness of others. I must say, is not Brahma Vihara that's mentioned a lot. Most that you heard normally is loving kindness, because it's easier to practice. Easier means there's you have a sutra, there's methods around to practice. So we can, for you, if that is your problems with jealousy, then only you know. You don't need to tell anyone else. You say, that is one of the areas that I would like to practice more. Then you can use that. Remember the right effort. The right effort is not stay here and you must grind your teeth, you must do this. Or I can't have emotion, you're going to beat yourself down. No. The right effort is when you have unwholesome qualities or unwholesome, unskillful qualities or habitual patterns that come out, you make the effort to reduce it. And when the unwholesome qualities are already reduced, you make the effort to keep it low or not there. And when you have wholesome mind state arises, you make an effort to keep your wholesome mind state there. But if your wholesome mind states haven't not there yet, you make an effort to increase your wholesome mind state. So that is why we talk about contemplation. And trigger you off to contemplate. Take the opportunity to say, why? Why I'm doing this? What I'm lacking of? That when I talk about the 5 precepts, I gave you the positive part of it, how to cultivate. So they say, okay, I'm not able to do, we talk about lie, to go to take leave for even for wholesome things. So one of the things that you can increase in your basket is the positive part of it. That is the contentment. And specifically, purposely cultivate kind speech and truthful speech, and be content with whatever you have. And truthfulness. So now I want to, what time am I? 10. So now I would like to move on to equanimity. And to me, the first 3, well, especially metta and compassion is much more of the heart qualities we are cultivating. And mudita is, you can say both, the heart qualities and also the head qualities. If you are not there yet, you need to make an effort to cultivate. But equanimity is much more into the head part of it. And of course, not just, I'm going to read through something first. I have read it out before, the middle in the Majjhima Nikaya, the longer advice to Rahula. The Buddha suggests that meditate on equanimity. For you, meditate on equanimity. Any repulsion or aversion will be given up. And I'm going to lead a guided meditation on equanimity after this. And want to define what equanimity is. So the Pali word for equanimity is upekkha, which is the name of it, the meaning of it is you looking on. looking on, looking from here, looking at the whatever is happening. That is one explanation. It is like you care enough to engage in, because you look what is happening, but you are not overwhelmed and jump inside to be with whatever is happening. Can you see the difference? Being equanimous, you can aware and just standing outside, but you're not in the middle. Let's say there is my family is having a gathering, so I do not jump into their. It can be nice and happy, but also can be chaotic, as you all know what family gatherings are like. But I can stay outside of that, the chaos or the happiness, but just stay here and look and wish them well. So that is looking on, or looking over. There is a Sanskrit, those of you interested, is called upeksa, which is looking at or looking over. So you are not into the muddle of whatever happened. Just like those of us who do not celebrate Christmas. I rejoice in the Christmas time. I must say we have a Christmas table with Christmas decoration at Hermitage at the moment. So I rejoice in the happiness, the spirit of it. But I do not need to go to buy presents and cook dinner and being with people, that relatives that you haven't seen for years. It's only once a year that you get together. So I can stay out of the chaos of whatever is happening. I do not need to do shopping. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So you're always counting how many presents you still haven't done yet. So that is, in a way, I'm looking on. Part of it, we went for a walk around the neighborhood. We saw the Christmas lights. We rejoiced in the people happy about it. One of our neighbors was really happy that said, "Wow, look at this. This is our house." So they welcome us and get us have a look. We really love the lights. We can talk about it. And she said, "Oh, go up there further. There's more." So she's very nice. But we don't need to do all the preparation, all the challenges and difficulties that bring with Christmas, besides happiness. And remember that when the equanimity or pekka matures, remember that when we chanted, abundant, exhausted, immeasurable, without hostility and without ill will, and not just equanimity, mudita, compassion, and metta. It is limitless. It is encompassing, include all beings. You are not just equanimous to one person here. It's equanimous to people that you don't like. We're going to talk a bit more about it. And there's very interesting. There's another Pali word for equanimity. Beside upekka, that we in the 4 Brahma Vihara. What is that one called? Tatra Maja Tata. I find those things intrigue me. Sorry, you're going to be bored by me. That is standing in the middle. So there's 2 ways of being equanimous. One is you got to stand outside and look. The other one is you are standing in the middle with balance of mind. Sometimes you can't look out. You are inside the chaos. You are going to attend the Christmas dinner. So you're in it. You're not out of it. But you still can be standing in the middle with a balance of mind, with an evenness of mind, and with calmness and peace. Hopefully, this retreat, you continue to bring a piece of this calmness and peace with you when you're back. Not sure how many days to Christmas. Will it last till Christmas? I cannot guarantee. Unless use this energy, momentum, keep practicing, even a small number of times. We'll talk a bit more. So I would like to translate the upekkha or equanimity, standing in the middle in whatever conditions, with a balance of mind. And one of the, I have mentioned that before, we need to understand that we need to see everything in life as this is not me, this is not mine, and this is not myself. Whether it is emotion right now, or whether the family, I would say my family, my brothers, they are only my family this lifetime. And we have, I know Kalama Sutta say that if it do not happen, but as the Buddhist non, that we believe in rebirth. So this is not my only life. Some of you sitting here we might be relation in the past. That's why we meet again. And that's why some of you coming to the retreat again and again with the same group of people. So remember that you are not just defined by this family. That's why practicing immeasurable and encompassing, limitless, unlimited, boundless practice and include all the families, all the people, not just this lifetime, but in the previous lifetimes and in throughout samsara. And I am going to give you an example. You are just like rowing a boat in the middle of a large lake or in the middle of a river. So whatever weather conditions you're in, and you are just standing on the boat, using your skills, your tools of your boundary of your 5 precepts, your tools which include the 4 Brahma Viharas, and all the right understanding, all your 8-fold path, all the tools that you learn, that you acquire. And you're standing in the middle. Of course, there's awareness and mindfulness. You cannot live through life without awareness of mindfulness, in whatever degree, the different colors of your mindfulness. Because you drive, mindfulness needs to be there. You need to know that there's a car in front, there's a car at the back, and you are over the limit. That is in a lower degree of mindfulness. But in a higher degree of mindfulness, that is one of your tools. That's why we need to sharpen it. And also, you need to be, when you meditate, each time I do, most of the time when I lead guided meditation, I started with body awareness. That is one of the ways that to make you aware of right now, what is happening right now, your body, stiffness, tightness, pain, rather than thinking about anything outside. Food outside, someone cooking, a plane flying past. So that is present moment as well. I know the plane flying past is also present moment, but when you draw in to here, what is happening here right now, in the mind right now. And that is one of your tools that you can use. Be totally present. Imagine you're driving a car or in the boat. How can you balance? I don't know how many of you row a boat before. You need to be totally present to know what are you doing. That is driving a car light. You need to know that there is a car around, traffic ahead. So that is to be present, totally present, right now, what is in front of you. And then you can row your boat to the destination. What is the destination? Whatever you choose. For some of us, end of suffering. That's our goal. And so you need that equanimity to help. Then you will not, equanimity, I will put all 4 of them together. You need that to, so that you will not run away from whatever difficulties that are in front of you. Because you are standing out, you have the tools, you're balancing, you have balance of mind. You do not have the fear of facing what is happening. And someone was asking me the question, what do you learn about facing degenerative illnesses and death? It's not to run away. Like I have been saying, in other words, accepting what is happening in front of us. To be totally present right now, not to think overwhelmed by what happened for degenerative illness. Normally you deteriorate to the point that you can't walk. You need help with breathing or swallowing. But you don't think about that in the future. Present, what do you need to deal with right now? At the moment, might be just need to focus on how to use the walker rather than not able to walk down the track. That is one of the very powerful tools that we can all acquire right now. Don't think that those are young people here. Don't think that you're young. You never know what will happen. That is impermanent in the next minute. So having the tools that in your basket, like you're rolling the boat, or driving a car, you know that you have these tools that you can use. Then you do not have the fear of what is happening. Do not have the fear about death. How a lot of people tell me that they are not fear of death, but most people fear of how the dying process, the pain, the struggle. And those that who have faith, you know that you live a good life. Remember the four-thing consolation that you get from the sutra. You know that if there is karma, you know that you will go into a good place by practicing this very lifetime. So you're not worried about it. So even that, by aware of, you will not need to have fear. You do not have fear about what is going to happen, how you're going to struggle. I can assure you that Ayya passed away peacefully. And even the nurse, the palliative care nurse, was with me at the time. She said the same thing. She said she haven't seen many peaceful deaths like Ayya, especially with degenerative disorder. So that's something that you can assure of yourself if practice now, no matter how old you are. Practice where you are. And then when you are steering your boat, you can steer with confidence, steadiness, kindness, because you have the tools. You are collecting more and more tools now. I don't know, the more that you go into the practice, you are collecting more and more tools. So it gives you the confidence, and you do not have the fear and feeling overwhelmed. And I have another simile that I would like to share. I meant to bring you a duck, but I decided we give away the duck, a wood duck. Is it called? That particular duck is the black duck. But I want you to imagine a swan, the black swan. You can imagine how majestic that they look, floating on the river. And it seems like majestic, graceful, beautiful to look at. Even if it is raining, they might be moved a little bit more, or wind, or a boat just come past, the wave that push them to one side. But they still seems like floating on the river. But you got to be aware that their feet have a web, and that give them bigger surface area. And they are working very hard underneath to keep themselves balanced. That is their tools. And they still can float beautifully, gracefully, that we would like to look at. And so are we. We have the Dhamma allow us to float like the swan. And especially the 4 Brahma Viharas, especially we are talking about the equanimity, that we're using the tools to balance ourselves. Life, even though no matter how old you are, is dukkha. That's what the Buddha said, not me. Because the Buddha said, don't trust anyone. Reflect on it. Is it life is difficult, challenging, painful? So that is all the tools that we have. But we still can be like a swan, the black swan, if you can just have that in your mind, floating, gliding through, even though it's working hard. We do not need to sink. And I also would like to, I think I chanted that here before, one of the 5 subjects for frequent recollection, that is in the, so most of the things that we chant is in the sutra, that is in Anguttara Nikaya. I am the owner of my karma, heir to my karma, born of my karma, related to my karma, abide supported by my karma. Whatever karma I shall do, for good or for ill, of that I will be the heir. And I read out how to get rid of resentment. That is one thing that you can remember. If other people, whatever they do, like I have suggested the person that was asking questions about filial piety. If the family members not doing it, let them be. They will not change because of you keep on, do I use the word nagging? Or telling them, yeah, you should do it. It will not happen. But remind yourself, they are the owner of their karma, and I am the owner of my karma. So you got to let them be. But you practice whatever that is to the best capacity. And they will do whatever they know. Or they're not able, they're not there yet. That's a possibility. We need to give other people the benefits of the doubt. They're not doing it, they're not there yet. There's no judgment. Give them the chance or time to cultivate. That's what we are here to cultivate. And life is like full of ups and downs. So we would like to be the swan, to be in the middle, to be able to balance using all the tools that we can get. I would like to share a story. Ayya Vayama's brother he's a minister in a church. He's old now, he's no longer the minister. He came over from Eastern State to visit Ayya Vayama, and I was the chaperone. So I was sitting there, they are talking, And then at the end of the talk, he couldn't stay for too long, just a few days. He didn't stay with us. He got to get a Airbnb around us. So he flew all the way, stayed in Airbnb just for a few days, and then he had to return to Eastern State. So before he left, he asked, can he say a prayer and blessings for us? And me and I, you are Christian asking nuns. But me and I must say, looking at each other, say, yes, why not? So he stood up, and 2 of us were sitting down, and asked, don't know how do you say a prayers, Almighty God, and to protect Ayya Vayama and my name as well, me as well. That's very nice. And say blessings for both of us. And then he left. I was an observer. I've been involved. So you can say I'm in a more equanimous state because I wasn't anything related to them. They are talking about the old times. But it was so beautiful to me to see that when he was giving us, saying prayers for us, that he's still trying to convert us. In a way, I still receive, he will send a Christmas card to Ayya, and now he say, since Ayya Weimar wasn't there anymore, can he send the Christmas card to me? I say, yes, why not? So he stood up. The beautiful part of it is the environment, the atmosphere is harmonious, peaceful, full of love. It's not war. I am Buddhist, you are Christian. There's no such feeling at all. It's love. And it's like the whole place lit up with that feeling of love and equanimity. That me and Ayya say yes. That is being, to me, the equanimity of the brother, besides love, and able to just say, well, even though you are Buddhist, I still can say a prayer for you. And for me, I say yes to him, even though we are Buddhists. And remember that we talk about I am not, this is not me, this is not myself, this is, I am not this. I am not, because of he pray over me, I become non-Buddhist, or less Buddhist. A piece of my enlightenment will be minus 50 points or something. It's still not. So it's great to be able to say that I am not this. But yet we can still receive the blessings and good wishes from others. And someone, he stood up, prayed for us. We say, no, we didn't even say that, we offer you a blessings back. We didn't. We just let him, allow him to offer us the blessings. We are not in competition. I must get it back. So now you get these blessings. Not me, Ayya, and me didn't say a single thing. Just happily, open-heartedly receive the good wishes from his brother. So to me, just now that I mentioned, the practice, when it is matured, it is abundant, exhausted, immeasurable, without hostility and without ill will. That is when we can practice the 4 Brahma Viharas to the fullest. And I'm going to stop here now because I would like to lead a guided meditation on equanimity. Before I start the guided meditation, I'm going to use a few categories. It will be a neutral person, your loved one or dear person, and a difficult person, and then ourselves. So I'd like you to now think of a neutral person. Anyone. Easier to choose someone in the hall. If you don't know Sharanga really well, so you can use Sharanga, who is the manager, or Maya, who is in the kitchen, been helping with all your cooking and breakfast. You don't know how well, you can use her name, Maya. We can Sharanga, Maya, or if you don't know the other Venerable well, you can use his name. Just say Venerable as a neutral person. And you can choose a dear person. I'd like you to bring it into your mind first. Anyone, your parents, your children, your grandchildren, and or your friend, someone that you would like to send, include them into this practice. A difficult person, someone that you find it challenging. So we talk about all those, it can be anyone at work that you can use. And then will be all oneself, and the 5th category will be all beings. So that is something that you could think of. Just trust your heart. Practice this heart space. Just anyone come to your mind, just take that. Most of you know me well, so you can't use me as a neutral person. And I spent the whole weekend with you, so you can't use me. So you got to use someone else. So relax into your seat, your mountain seat, grounded, steady, in touch with the earth. And rest in this neutral spaciousness of mind. Feeling the safety, the safe space at Jhana Grove, feeling the peace in this hall, the calmness and quietness. And you are surrounded by that, surrounded by goodness, peace, calmness, and silence. And you are safe. Take a few gentle and slow breaths. I'm going to repeat some words. Just listen with your heart. And when I mentioned neutral person, just bring up the neutral person. I'm going to start with a neutral person. It is easier to start with neutral person for equanimity. All beings are the owner of their actions. Their happiness and unhappiness depend on their actions, not upon my wishes. I care for the neutral person, but I cannot make the choices for you, the neutral person. All beings are the owner of their actions. Their happiness and unhappiness depend on their actions, not upon my wishes. I care for you, neutral person, but I cannot make the choices for you. All beings are the owner of their actions. Their happiness and unhappiness depend on their actions, not upon my wishes. I care for you, this neutral person, but I cannot make the choices for you. Now we move to the next category. Bring a dear person into your mind. All beings are the owner of their actions. Their happiness and unhappiness depend on their actions, not upon my wishes. I care for you, but I cannot make choices for you. You are safe saying this to this dear person in front of you. All beings are the owner of their actions. Their happiness and unhappiness depend on their actions, not upon my wishes. I care for you, but I cannot make choices for you. I care and love the dear person, but I cannot make the choices for the dear person. And I cannot make you do what I want to do. And their happiness and unhappiness depend on their own actions, not upon my wishes. Now we move into the next category. Bring the difficult person into your mind. All beings are the owner of their actions. Their happiness and unhappiness depend on their actions, not upon my wishes. I care for you, even though you are difficult, but I cannot make the choices for you. All beings are the owner of their actions. Their happiness and unhappiness depend on their actions, not upon my wishes. I care for you, even though you have been difficult, but I cannot make the choices for you. Keep the difficult person in front of you and repeat this again. All beings are the owner of their actions. Their happiness and unhappiness depend on their actions, not upon my wishes. I care for you, but I cannot make the choices for you. Now we come to the category of ourself. All beings are the owner of their actions. My happiness and unhappiness depend on my actions, not upon anyone's wishes. I care for you, you can use the name. I care for you and I wish you well. And you need to make your own choices. All beings are the owner of their actions. My happiness and unhappiness depend on my actions, not upon anyone's wishes. I care for you, your name, and I wish you well. But you have to make your own choices. All beings are the owner of their actions. My happiness and unhappiness depend on my actions, not upon anyone else's wishes. I love you. You can put your name in. I care for you. I wish you well. but I have to make the choices. I have to make my own choices. All beings are the owner of their actions. My happiness and unhappiness depend on my actions, not upon anyone else's wishes. I love you. You can put down your, you can replace it with your name. I care for you. I wish you well. But I need to make my own choices. Now we can include all beings. All beings are the owner of their actions. Their happiness and unhappiness depend on their actions, not upon my wishes. I care for all of you. But I cannot make the choices for any other beings. All beings are the owner of their actions. Their happiness and unhappiness depend on their actions, not upon my wishes. I care for you. I care for all of you. But I cannot make the choices for any beings. All beings are the owner of their actions. Their happiness and unhappiness depend on their actions, not upon my wishes. I care for you. I care for all beings. But I cannot make the choices for any one of you. Now bring your mind back to the neutral, open space. Understanding the law of karma and the causes and conditions. Stay in silence for a few more moments. Be mindful how the meditation have been for you. I'm going to ring the bell, and you come up from the meditation at the end of the sound of the bell, and then open your eyes. Hopefully, with the repetition of remind ourselves again and again, we cannot make choices for other people. We only can make choices for ourselves. And there's something that I also want to mention about just equanimity alone might make someone become a hard-boiled egg. All you want to do is just to stay outside. You do not want to get into other things that whatever just happened. But with the rest of the 4 Brahma Viharas, that is loving kindness, compassion, and sympathetic joy or mudita, They allow us not to turn into a hard-boiled egg. We want to care, but we do not have the fear of caring with the equanimity. So when we talk about making a decision with a heart or hate, equanimity allows us not to just to go in without wisdom. Of course, unless you are very confident because you know that your decision is within the boundaries of the 5 precepts and not causes hurt or harm other beings. And so the love, metta, and compassion, mudita, also stop us from being selfishly isolated from the rest of the world. We're building wall so that we can equanimous. Everyone make their own choices. I don't want to get involved. But with the other 4 Brahma Viharas, you still care. Allowed you to be equanimous. Like just now we say, we cannot make choices for your family members, for your dear ones. No matter how skillful or unskillful are their decisions or their choices, you cannot do anything about it. But you still care for them. Rajan Brahma always say, the father say to him, the door of your heart is always open for them. You will be there if they need help, but you cannot make them do what you want to do. Even what you want them to do is the right thing. And all of us are responsible for ourselves because we are the owner of our own karma. So now that is the end of the sessions. I'm not sure, you have half an hour of walking meditation. Do you want to do that, or there's any questions in the basket? There's some questions in the basket. Okay. Do you want me to answer that now or this afternoon? Now? Yes? And then I can say something about this person's questions. So what did I learn about facing degenerative illness and death, living with Ajahn? I must say about death, thank you. Thank you very much. Good, it's not that many. About death is, I was with my grandmother when I was still well enough. So I could have an excellent coach and teacher with me. So my grandma was in the hospital. Each time she was admitted to the hospital for 11 days. I can tell you this story. I probably forgotten to tell you the story about compassion. I received a phone call at 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night. One of the my grandma's carer, brought my grandma into the hospital. She got pain in her stomach, and they did all the tests. She was in ED, the emergency department. So they found out that she got a hole in her duodenum. She was 98. So I need to do this. They call me because I'm her enduring guardian. Ayya Vayama's enduring guardian. I say no more. So Ayya Vayama at 12 a.m., even though she was sick back then, she would have a discussion with me whether we should, because they asked permission to operate on my grandma, even though they are doing a keyhole surgery. And At the time, say 98, she really wanted to go through another pain. However, if she don't do the surgery, she will be also die of pain. But apparently, whatever painkillers that they're going to give her will not be able to, not strong enough, whatever it is. So she will either die on operating theater if the surgery do not work, or she will die of severe pain. So I have a discussion with Ayya at 12 a.m. And she suggested that let's do the surgery. It's better she die on the operating theater because then she will not have the pain. So I say yes. So I have to go down from Jane Brook to St. Charles, Ghana at 12 a.m. We cannot get, what am I telling you the story? A death. So I cannot get Jackie to drive. So 3 of us, Jackie and Ayya, willing to come with me to the hospital. 3 of us went into the taxi, and all the way to the hospital. We get there just before 1 o'clock, so that I can see my grandma before she went into the surgery, just in case that's the last time I'm going to see her and the last time she's going to see me. And I push Ayya into the emergency department too, to the bay, because I want her to see both of us. I'm going to tell a distraction? Yes, anyhow, I'm going to tell a distracted story. So when we get in there is a surgeon being woken up. He's a senior surgeon, of course, a consultant by the registrar, because he's going to operate on my grandma. So he came to see me, but unfortunately at that time my focus is grandma. I saw my grandma on the bed in pain, so I'm trying to get in there. And he stopped me, saying, I can't remember his name, so-and-so, and trying to shake hands with me. And I could not think of anything else. That is my immediate reaction is, I do not shake hands with a male. So he's like, I'm sorry, I'm a white guy, I don't know anything about religion. Luckily, Ayya is with me, she's white too. So then I realized, I said, nothing against you, just because I'm a nun. But then I didn't explain too much, I just went straight to my grandma. She did survive the surgery. Later on, Ayya said to me, you should shake hands just with him, because he woke up in the middle of the night by his registrar, rushed all the way to the hospital. They don't know anything. Out of compassion, just shake hand with him. You do not have any lust or anything with him, so just do that, and just so that he will not have a shock of his lifetime. I say that, no, I don't shake hand with a man. But that is a training as a monastic. So I'm so used to it. First thing that I blur out is like, I don't shake hands with a man. So my grandma was in the hospital for 11 days. She passed away at the end of the 11 days in the hospital. I was really fortunate because each time I stayed there with her, I stayed overnight in the hospital because she can't speak English. She can a little bit, but not well enough. So I got to be with her, and she got no other families. There's all sorts of family dynamics. So I volunteered to stay overnight. And each time I'll go back, I'll get someone to be with my grandma during the time, Dhamma time. I will go back to the Hermitage in Jane Brook at the time and have shower, have a quick dana. Some people even provide dana for me in the hospital. And then I will ask Ayya, I say, what do I do? I felt so helpless. I say, I'm a nun. I can't do anything for my grandma. And I look at her, she's in all sorts of dukkha, even after the surgery. So my greatest blessings living with Ayya is she will give me instruction. She say, just go there, bring a piece of your peace and loving kindness to her in the hospital. You can't do anything, but at least you are there, which is true. I'm my grandma's favorite grandchild. It makes the difference for me being there with her. and being a nun as well. So she's a Buddhist. She have confidence with me, about me. And then yesterday I did a guided meditation about breathing in the difficulties and pain of a sick person or a loved one. And then when you breathe out, sending them relief and ease. That's exactly what I did when I was sitting in the hospital. There's nothing I can do. Grandma was breathing in and breathing out. Even though she was in the death coma. So all I can do, I can tell you that there is some of the family members are talking about travel, talking about food. There's nothing I can do. Actually, I got to stop them and say, let's do forgiveness ceremony. So I did a guided forgiveness ceremony for my family members to my grandma. So other time when I was with her by myself, I just keep on doing that, taking away, breathing in all her difficulties and struggle, and breathing out, sending her love and kindness. And I did the same thing when Ayya was passing away. So it's good to benefit Ayya too, because I got all the instructions and about death, about dying. There's a lot of things that are out of your control because I'm not the only family members. I got other family members there as well. So that's one of the things that I learned that I find is very useful. It doesn't matter. You might not feel like, you might feel hopeless and helpless, that you don't know what to do. All you can do at that time is, because remember that when we just did the equanimity meditation, they have to practice. Each one of us are responsible for our own practice. So at that time moment, that is where your practice very useful and helpful to yourself, and you also can help others. And I have no problems. I don't feel the helplessness with Ayya. I knew very confidently she's a very accomplished practitioner. I do not need to do anything. I did do chanting because she requested that. I asked her. So she gave me all the instructions. What would you like me to do when you're dying? She have all the preparation done. And she gave me something. She say what she would like me to chant. We even prepare. We have the funeral prepare, the funeral procedures. That is what kindness and compassion. She don't want that me to be burdened with all sorts of requests or sort of things that I should do. She gave me the instructions. So I can say to anyone else, I say, oh, you should do this. I say, there you go. No, I say, do this. That's what she wants. She even she have chosen her own coffin. So people say, oh, you should use this. No, she wants this. And they say the chanting, even the funeral procedures. And someone was saying to me, one of the monastics said to me, but this chanting, this is too long. Otherwise, the funeral is too long. I have to cut down some of the speeches. I say, no, this is what I want. I can chant less. But whatever she wanted to chant at her funeral, we chanted that. So that's very useful about death. Prepare. And I heard that people nowadays, when they are 20 or 30s, have your own will done. Written in what you want to do. I have a friend that in Perth, her father was dying. Then they asked him, he was already dying, say, would you like cremation or burial? But the person already dying. They just say, yes, everything, whatever you say. So that's not helpful for your loved ones. Make it clearly known and keep at a place, not put it at a place that no one can access. And then I did a memorial service for someone this year. And then we're sure she wants cremation, There's no instruction how to scatter, what is the location that she wants us to scatter her ashes. She has no families. So we couldn't get into her property because the property, as soon as you pass away, it becomes estate. So we don't know where to look. We have to make a decision among ourselves. So don't keep it on computer with password tucked away somewhere. Make it known to all your family members. Write it down somewhere because your family members will not remember. So that is what I learned from living with fire. And degenerative illness, I assure you that your practice do place all of us in a very good situation, because that makes someone like me who is looking after the person have the confidence that they know exactly, they aware, they know what to do, they're a good practitioner. I don't need to worry about it. Even though I was with Ayya Seri all the time, at ICU, at ED, and I repeat the chanting, and even that. And one of the things just share about Ayya Seri, I wrote about 32 stories. I'll continue to write some on our website so you can have a look. One of the things that I'm very, talk about compassion. Ajahn Brahm visited us about 3 weeks before she passed away. Ajahn Brahm, at the time, Ayya Seri cannot speak anymore, so we need, because of a degenerative illness, so we make a spelling board with A to Z. So each one, so she got to say, I say A, she got to switch my hand if it is A. So after a while, I can guess, the sentences. So each word she will say, she will squeeze me, that means that is that spelling. So Ajahn Brahm asked her, is there anything else I can do for you? Any question you would like to ask? At the time, she was already very sick. She was already on palliative care for 6 months. That's just a few weeks before she passing. So Ajahn Brahm asked, so any one of you, what do you want? A blessings, right? Of course a blessing. You have Ajahn Brahm in front of you. Am I right? Yes. But Ayya Seri, she spelled out look L. She didn't spell the whole sentences, so she just, in a way, she said look after, and she would start with the word A. Ajahn Brahm gets it straight away. She said to Ajahn Brahm that, look after Ayya Seri. I was sitting there, of course. I can tell you that I burst into tears. I was so touched by her kindness and compassion, even just before she passed away. She didn't think of give me a blessings or anything requests. No requests except look after Ayya Seri. That's the time that Ajahn Brahm in front of Ayya Seri invited me to come to Jhana Grove to stay. Of course, he was so kind to make sure that Ayya Seri know that I will be looked after. That's what Ajahn Brahm said to her. So that is something that I encourage. That's why I encourage all of us to practice the 4 Brahma Viharas or the whole Eightfold Path. That the sense of self for Ayya Seri wasn't there. She know about death. She's fully aware of it. As I say, she passed away in 2021, but we prepare her funeral and everything in 2015. So we talk about it, we discuss about it, and we even look into palliative care at home. All those questions that we need to ask, we already put in place. So that is something that you can take away with you. So now I better answer the rest of the questions. Dear, get carried away. If not, I will do the rest. Dear Ayya, when we say be kind to yourself, are we to be kind to ourselves or the mind to be at peace? This morning, my mind woke up at 4 a.m. with a bad dream about work tomorrow. I am sorry. Sorry that I laugh. I need to do other work as well. Actually, retreat is fun to me. I found myself telling my mind to relax and not worry. I told it, don't worry, we will sort it out tomorrow. Let's catch some sleep first. Is this skillful action? Yes, sadhu, sadhu. You are even aware of it and have the mindfulness or found yourself telling your mind, be relaxed. Kind to yourself is by speech, body, and mind. So to your mind, to your body, to your speech, you're kind to yourself. So when you speak to yourself, it's great that you say to yourself, don't worry, we'll sort it out tomorrow. That is kind words to yourself. So that is what we meant by be kind and gentle to yourself. So by body, speech, and mind. And there's nothing you can do. All of us have to go to work. Even monastic go to work. I'm going somewhere after this evening to support people, a group of people. So that is applied to all of us. But still be kind. While we are doing something, work, or for me doing something after this, also to be kind to whoever that I'm supporting. Dear Ayya Seri, please explain how to do the meditation practice at home correctly. Like here peaceful, as you mentioned, keeping a walking path, etc. I'll keep this afternoon. That's what I'm going to say the last sessions. So I'm going to put it here, and I keep the rest away now. I wonder how many rebirths it will take me to reach Nibbana. Thank you. Sorry, I don't know. I have no psychic power. It is also not up to you, non-self. All you can do is to put in your effort into the practice. One day, in other words, we say in 24 hours means one day. And as long as you keep on leaning, remember that I mentioned about the sutra with Mahanama, as long as you keep on practicing, keep on leaning, slanting, sloping towards goodness, towards Nibbana, then it will be quicker than you expected. You never know. It might be in 24 hours, depending how full is I always say that your Nibbana bank. You can't see it's enclosed, but you just keep on dropping it in. You don't know when. It will be overflow. It can be very soon. So, all the best to you. Main thing is do not give up. Remember the turtle. Is it true that while we have no control over our mind, we do have influence? In particular, it seems we only have an accelerator for it, but no brakes. Yes, we have no control in a way, but within the no control, it still might have a little bit of colors of choices. Like you have no control now, in a way that if you started to practice on the spiritual path, you are started to lean towards Nibbana. You just say, no, I don't want to go Nibbana now, I still want. But it might not happen immediately, but you start leaning already. That's what we say non-self. There's no control part of it. You already heard the Dhamma, you heard about end of suffering, you heard of Nibbana. So that is, there's no control. But whether you come to the retreat or that, there's still not full control. We still have no control, but causes and conditions you put in. So each time you come to a retreat, you put in another causes and conditions for you to come for the next retreat. So each time you go the same one direction, so each time you're slanting, so you are putting more and more effort, you'll be slanting. But if you don't put in, you'll probably just still staying there. a little bit slanted a little bit. Just like we're talking about the bank of Nibbana. Each time you drop one drop in, you have the bank there already. I'm sorry. You can't take the bank out or disappear that. But how many drops you put in, you still have a little bit of influence into it. So you might say, with the causes and conditions. So this time you choose to come to a retreat, you put in another drop in. Next time opportunity comes, you just say, do I go to the retreat or do I go on holiday? No, I like retreat. Well, when Ajahn Brahm offered me to come to stay in Jhana Grove, I suppose I have other choices. My preceptor is in America, I can travel to America, or my family very supportive. I could say, well, I want to take a break. I want to travel to other monastery. I'm so grateful that I didn't. I've spent 1 year here, go nowhere. But that is not me, to choose. It's the causes and conditions. Everyone have been talking about practice, meditation. When you got the chance, where is the best place? Of course, in the meditation retreat center, rather than travel around. You will heard that people, their family members pass away, they took the opportunity to travel, to go somewhere, to fulfill their bucket list. I suppose my bucket list is to spend a year on retreat. I probably will do another year. I did last year, this year Rain's retreat. I have 6.5 weeks on silent retreat. 2 weeks, 18 days in each go. I have planned the next year as well. So that is the causes and conditions. It's not me. All the talk that I listen, Ayya and Ajahn Brahm, that lead to the decision, so-called head or heart. Actually, there's no control decision that we make. We already go into one direction. You mentioned that you wake up every 2 hours due to having to take care of your teacher for 12 years. Does bad sleep lead to sloth and torpor? How to know if one is tired due to insufficient or bad sleep? Or if you sloth and torpor, the hindrance is at play. So first thing you do is to give yourself benefit of the doubt. You lack of sleep. I'm just trying to reflect on what happened to me when I have, yes, sometimes it does, but sometimes it wasn't. I can't sleep again, but I feel tired the next day. It's not really bad. I do not affected by sloth and torpor. After saying that, some of you will laugh at me, those that will come to Dana at Patachara, because when I have only 2 hours sleep, I can, during Dana time, talking to someone or giving the precepts, I can just close my eyes 1 minute. And people are very forgiving to me. And I was doing personal care, so I wash her. There are times that I was changing her, and suddenly I stop. And the support worker standing the other side of me say, "Hiya, sister." I fell asleep, standing up. So when you're really tired, that's definitely not sloth and torpor. So please sleep. If you say that where the hindrance is at play, so when you have enough sleep and you have sloth and torpor, then you need to investigate a bit more. Speak to the teacher. Can be something else that you don't want to look at. You're trying to avoid looking. So you prefer to sleep rather than stay alert to look at what is in your mind. That's a possibility. So that you got to have a look, investigate, contemplate yourself. First of all, contemplate. That's what we have been talking about. 10:30. Dear Ayya, I have no words to express my ultimate gratitude for this wonderful retreat. Thank you. This is the first. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Please demonstrate to sit properly, or any tips to sit longer, hours. Less pain, please. Sit properly. You can try all the posture. sitting on the chair, sitting on the stool, sitting on the cushion. I explain lying down meditation, standing meditation, and walking is excellent. If you want to say sitting long hours, less pain, I can tell you my funny story, okay? That is, I was just went into, as an anagarika, my maximum record, 45 minutes at a retreat, because just like you, coming here, you can't do anything, you must sit. So I got to sit down because now I got sore legs as well. So in the monastery for the first few months, have I shaven head yet? No, not yet. So everyone, we have a lot of meditation sessions together in the monastery at the time. You must get up, I think 5 o'clock, sometime 4:30, you need to be there at the hall to sit. And Ayya Vayama, those of you remember, she used to have closed for 1 week. That's our meditation time. So she will have that. And then afternoon, we have 3 hours, 1 hour sitting, 1 hour walking, 1 hour sitting. And then in the evening as well. I cannot stand the sitting because I'm not good at that yet. So those of you who think that you are not good at meditation, you don't want to become a monastic, I would say, don't worry. So I didn't. I wasn't have good meditation too. So when everyone was sitting, I was having pain. So I was watching. So Ayya Vayama would not let us walk out. You need to sit in the hall. So she said, it's okay, if you can't sit, open your eyes. Just sit there quietly. So that's exactly what I did. I used to watch people sitting, watching their lights, the candles on the shrine. So I'm looking at the candles, because I got nothing to do, I can't continue to sit. So one day, I make a determination. I'm going to sit for 2 hours, regardless what, okay? So I sat, I'm not sure, the cross-legged or maybe on the stool, because it's very hard on my knee. So I refused to move, with great determination. I sat for 2 hours. Guess what after that? There's positive and negative. The negative part of it is I have a sore knee, and it's so embarrassing that I can't even sit for Dhamma. I got to sit on the chair. And everyone asked me, what happened? I still anagarika, so they call me an angel. He said, what happened? I said, I sit too long, I got sore knee. So it do not work. Do not force yourself. But the good part of it is, being in the monastery, it breaks through my fear of sitting for 2 hours. Then I feel, actually I can do it if I want to sit longer, even though I have pain. But then I use any other sitting posture. So my advice is, let it happen naturally. If you fell into a deeper seat meditation, you will not feel the pain because you say less pain. Yes, I agree. Less dukkha is better. The best thing that you do if you're new to meditation or longer practice is to create good karma with meditation. Not to, when you think about meditation, it's such a chore, I don't want to sit. But yeah, I like sitting, it's nice. I like the feeling of calm and peaceful. So that is the state that you want to go to. So sit, let it be natural. If, let's say you determine half an hour, do not be too ambitious. Half an hour, yes, you can do 45 minutes. And when I attended Ayya Vayama's end retreat, she had 45 minutes slot. So when you come in to sit for 45 minutes, you can't walk out. Even though you can't sit, you're just like me, sitting there watching other people. But that is a way that to keep you make you sit. So you can do that. I'm going to talk a bit more about it, the tips. So this is the second one to go in there. So not tips to sit longer. Include the whole path into your practice. Gradually, with 5 precepts, with all the 4 Brahma Viharas, you naturally are able to get still, more and more still. So do not force it. I'll talk more about going home, how to continue to practice. Thank you, Sister Seri, for a great retreat. It was my first retreat at Jhana Grove. I definitely will be back. Thank you. Sadhu, sadhu to you to make the first step of attending the first retreat. And unfortunately, as I say, you're hooked. So if you say you are slanting, you don't have a choice anymore. So there's no control. You have a bit of influence. Do you make your decision to come? And I bet your decision is influenced by there's other causes and conditions in play as well. So it's not me. How can I develop more love for the Buddha Dhamma? Continue to practice. Read the sutra if you can. I must say I'm a bit blurrish. I don't think I read any. You are so lucky nowadays, all the internet. When I decided, when I want to apply to be an anagarika, I never read a sutra. But with time, with the practice, so you're very lucky. So keep on reading, explore. So read the sutra that I read out. That is a great sutra, have everything in it. About kalamas, about that include greed, hatred, and delusion. Talk about the 4 Brahma Viharas. So read that, and they'll say, I like that one. So keep on reading. I used to, when I first year in the monastery, I say, now I'm going to read. So I read page 1, read Majjhima Nikaya, Sutta number 1. It's so boring. So I read Sutta 1 to 10 for a few years in a row. I'll start with Sutta 1 again. But then I decided, no, I'm going to just flick through anything that with stories. So you can do that. Just like say, oh, this one got story, I love it. So you read that. You just keep on, then you being sucked in, keep your interest. That's how you start to have the love. And then put that in your practice. Then you say, oh, wow, the Buddha is so wise. I would like to do more. That's how it gets hooked. I'm still a nun. After 2022, I was in the monastery. 23 years. So, so if I say that for my head shaving ordination is 2022, 14th of December today. So there you go. You just take one step at a time. And after a while, you say, oh, wow, the Buddha is so wise. I used to say to Ayya, say, the Buddha is so clever. He knows everything. I say, clever is not the right word to use. The Buddha is wise, have lots of wisdom. So keep practicing, keep coming to the retreats, make practice a fun thing. Don't make it a chore. Keep on reading. As I say, choose story, like some of the sutras. Now you're online, Sutta Central, got all the sutta there. You just keep on to say, yeah, I like that. Read. And then they're too boring. Just the sutras I read out, the Buddha repeat the same thing 3 times. But they serve a purpose. Repetition is so that whoever who memorized, this is memorized by one of the monastics during that time, then we can have the sutta today. They need to have things as is repeating and repeating, so that you know those words will not be missed. You say, not rely on logic, not rely on inference, not rely on reason, train. So you can see that all the repetition is the same. So when after I knew that the purpose, then I feel happier to read it. I read it out. I learned that I read out loud. And that's how, that's easier. And you can find why it just happened. So let me do one more time, the last one. I'm sorry, 10:30. I know that you have jobs to do. I really enjoy your Q&A. The answers are very sensible. With screens coming into our life, we spend so much time with those. What do you think? Will we have a relationship with a screen? No. It is horrible. I must say, I was at a family dinner. I have to remember my family came over. to have lunch with me, Dhamma. My own family members having the phone, adult, next to them and checking all the messages. And they came over for, the rare time to come to visit me in Australia. But they spent the whole Dhamma looking at their screen. So I hope, that's why I encourage you to switch off your phone or just put it on flight mode. Do that every time you come to Jhana for retreat. Put it on flight mode. Experience the nature. When you're on the screen, you're not fully here. It's not present moment. So once you started your journey in the spiritual path, you're more willing to switch off your screen. You don't have a choice now, as I say. From now on, you'll be, probably I should try more. So that's all, and we'll be back. I'm sorry to keep you a bit longer than I meant to. So we'll be back at 1:30. So I don't have any more Q&A. You might be able to go home early. But we're going to talk about what to do, suggestions and tips for you when you go home to practice, so that you can maintain a little bit more of your peace from here. Okay, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So I'll see you later. Can you stay with me to be my chaperone? I need to speak to the Venerable. I don't know. We'll go to the fireplace.